Okay, so we'll be discussing the last topic for the midterm. So we have here chapter 11 is all about why does the future not need us. Okay, so basically this topic will be discussing about the different transition of the technology. Another one we have here the human extinction, and the last topic is all about the different technological advancement and the related health issues, not only for our health but for our environment. So first we have here the transition of the technology. Okay, so we have here the proto-technology. The proto-technology is the technology utilized here by the ancient people, primarily utilized for the production of their weapons, production of their tools, in order for them to survive. Okay, the next one, we have here the classical technology. The classical technology pertains here to the application of your technology in agriculture. At the same time, it also involves here the establishment of the different communities, civilization, in order for them to survive. And another one, we have here the modern technology. Okay, the modern technology speaks about the application of the principle of your science and technology with your daily lives of the people. And lastly, we have here the postmodern technology. Pertains here to the replacement of your naturally occurring products here with the synthetic products. So pag sinabing synthetic products, so it's a laboratory made, it's a man-made na mga products. Okay, the first one, remember here that your synthetic products would considered to be toxic. So toxic to our health, toxic to our environment. So the first one we have here, your petroleum-based automobiles, like for example, your jet engines. Another one we have here, your petroleum-based synthetic fertilizer. Then we have also here the chlorofluorocarbon, polyvinyl chloride, uh, chlorobiphenyl, and we have also here the plastics. This includes here polyester, polystyrene. Okay, the next one we have here the mechanism of human extinction and displacement. The first one we have here the usual course of the human as an individual, as a human being. So again, we are not immortal, so we have a lifespan. So basically, time will come as your age try to grow here, so you'll die. It's either because of your age, most likely, or because here of the environmental factors. Where human being has been replaced here with the other species which are more fitted in the environment. Another one we have here your disappearance of the balance in our ecosystem or ecological niche. Okay, that might also here to the extinction of the species here related to your pollution, related to your greenhouse effect, or even your natural phenomenon or natural calamities. Like we have here the earthquake, we have also here the volcanic eruption, and even the collision of the asteroids. Again, all that matters now here to the death of your certain species here, including a human being. Okay, we have here the terms related to your extinction. So we have here the background extinction rate. Okay, the background extinction rate here pertains to the extinction of only one species at a time. Then we have also here the mass extinction rate. The mass extinction rate. Mass extinction rate here characterized by the death or the extinction of more than one species at a time. So it might be because of, again, natural calamities, or maybe because of like an earthquake and many others. Or it might be related also here to human activities. Like for example, we have here the uncontrolled population rate, or the population overgrowth. We have also here the development, and we have also here the extinction or the depletion of the basic necessities of the resources for our survival, like food, for example, and many other necessities. Okay, then we have here the different technological advancement and their ill effects that may contribute also here to the human extinction. The first one, we have here the ozone layer depletion brought about here by the use of your CFC or the chlorofluorocarbon. The chlorofluorocarbon has been used before here as the component as part of your anti-freeze. So, ginagamit siya sa aircon natin. And later on, it was then found out that the CFC tried to destroy our ozone layer. Remember that your ozone layer tried to protect the Earth's surface against the direct effect of the ultraviolet rays coming from the sunlight. And once our ozone layer has been depleted, so we're exposed to sunlight, most likely it could get here some diseases. It could alter your genes. It might result here to your skin cancer. It was later on, it was then the Montreal Protocol here, Montreal, Canada, protocol here that has been, or you call this one as the Montreal Treaty, is an agreement primarily by 197 UN member nations, where they try to agree here to ban chemicals here. This includes the CFC, your halogens, also here the methyl chloroform, and carbon tetrachloride, because those are identified here as not an environment-friendly na chemicals. So they're expecting that by year 2050, our ozone layer here will be fully covered by, of course, reducing here the use of these chemicals. Okay, the next one we have here the massive use or the indiscriminate use of the fossil fuel, which eventually led here to the climate change that would try to increase the temperature here with our environment. It was then expected here that because of this indiscriminate use of the fossil fuel would increase the temperature in the land, terrestrial, and even in the ocean by 2 degrees Celsius. As an effect for that, so since medyo mainit na siya, it results here to the melting of the permafrost or the large icebergs here on the Arctic oceans, found also here in the Siberia and even in Canada. So because of that, it might result here too. So like just like what happened here 252 million years ago, you call this one as the Permian Triassic extinction, or you call this one as a Great Dying, where almost 96% of the Earth species here, of living species here, has been extinct because of that. Okay, the third issue here, we have the nuclear war and nuclear contamination. So basically, the use of the nuclear power here or the radionuclides reactor, nuclear reactor is being used as a source of energy for different industries. So nuclear power try to use here radionuclides, and radionuclides are very toxic. So this is a toxic na chemicals reactor that basically could result here to some ill effects in our body. So we have here the historical milestone here related to your nuclear power. First, we have the Chernobyl nuclear explosion which had occurred here in the Ukraine. We have also here the Hiroshima bombing, and we have also the Fukushima nuclear plant damage. Chernobyl nuclear explosion basically tried to kill thousands, millions of the people in that area because of again, it tried to cause here eventually skin cancer because the radionuclides try to alter our genes. So kahit hindi ka mamatay directly, but then again, if you're exposed to the environment, still would have here an aftermath effect later on. For Hiroshima bombing, so many people die of that. And later on, for those able to survive, although they survive, but since are exposed to the radionuclides here, so they are become prone or try to develop here like mga thyroid cancer as the ill effect of the exposure. Then Fukushima nuclear power plant damage because of the earthquakes. And then of course because of the leakage of the radionuclides was also have here the ill effects to the health of the people who has been exposed to that. Okay, the next one we have here the use of the plastic products or the products made from the plastic. So remember that majority of our products here like your okay, even your mga mineral water bottles here, many others, has been made up of the plastic. So basically, plastic is the most versatile and useful product of human. So ginagamit natin ang plastic like, so pag nag-grocery tayo, sa plastic ginagamit natin as our, okay, kung saan natin ilalagay and all. But the problem, although the plastic is non-toxic to the human, but the problem with that, it try to decompose, but the problem is very slow siya mag-decompose. What's going to happen here if you have a massive utilization of plastic across the population, the tendency of the plastic here try to pile up and try to go to the ocean, and will be most likely affected with the plastic here in the ocean will be the marine water or the marine or the aquatic na animals on that. So, we have already, diba, watch mga film and even mga movies or clips wherein, like for example, mga whales or dolphins, they die and try to recover here the plastic na kinain nila. Because again, the marine water here will just recognize or mistaken here the plastic as their food. Ay mangyayari kakainin nila since hindi siya talaga pagkain. So, ma-suffocate sila and eventually mamamatay ang mga marine animals natin with that. So, that will be the ill effects. It has been identified that almost 100,000 marine animals here has been killed because of the piling up the plastics in our bodies of water. Okay, another issues here with our environment, we have the use of the synthetic na fertilizers, which are your petroleum-based na fertilizers. So basically, this petroleum-based fertilizer will try to increase here the crop yield for the farmers, but the problem with the petroleum-based fertilizers, when this petroleum-based fertilizer will eventually gain entry to our bodies of water, so it could contaminate, it could pollute your bodies of water. One effect, we have here the algal blooms. Pag sinabing algal bloom, much of the algae will have here an overpopulation, so dadami sila. Ang mangyari nito, pag sobrang dami ng algae in one bodies of water, they try to consume here much of the oxygen in that body of water. We try to deplete the oxygen underneath the water here. So therefore, ang mga marine animals or mga fishes under that would be depleted with the oxygen. So therefore, they die. And at the same time, medyo mabaho ang water natin. Your river, your lakes here, if there will be much of the algae has been present on that, or you call it your algal bloom. Okay, and lastly, we have here the habitat destruction. So, habitat destruction may be the form of land alteration. Pag sabing land alteration, so you are converting, for example, here the agricultural land into subdivision. So, with that, you need to cut trees. So, that's deforestation. Deforestation here would eventually um, try to destroy here the forest, the trees, and therefore, it will not eventually, wala na po provide ng shade to the people here. And even, wala tayo ng protection if there's will be a landslide or even in the case of the flood. Agricultural practices here, like for example, the kaingin system where you try to burn here your crops or the forest here, so or the trees. So because of that, that would much of the carbon dioxide will be released to the environment, and that result here to your climate change, and therefore other effects we're going to follow here that become toxic to our environment and therefore also become toxic to our health. Okay, so that's all about here different issues. So thank you.